Alright, hello Blood Bowl fans. We've finally sent all of the invitations to the tutors and students. So the league, currently not all teams have accepted their tickets, but the league is ready to go. We have 7 coaches that are tutors and 7 coaches that are students. I'm going to have a look at each of them as we go through this video, starting with the tutor league. Here we go. The student and tutor leagues will actually be 2 separate divisions. The tutors will play off against the tutors, the students will play off against the students. There are 7 of each. There are 7 students, 7 tutors, so there is also a bye week involved. And the students are playing the same race as their tutors. The students have to start with a brand new team. We're going to have a look at those first, the 7 student teams. And the tutors can have a team with a maximum TV of 1,500, and they have to have 11 players to start with. They are the 2 rules that we assigned ourselves. I'll be having a look at the coaches as we go along as well. I've only played one of the students. I've had a lot of interaction with one of the other students, but I haven't actually played him, so can't say much about him. And the others I haven't spoken to at all, and I haven't seen them in action. I don't know anything about them, but I'll have a look at their teams. Now, when I'm having a look at the teams, I will talk about what I'm thinking. Each coach does have time to change their team, etc. if they want to. The tutor teams especially are actually quite liable to change. I'm not giving advice telling you that you're doing something wrong, so don't think about it like that. I usually do this when I'm doing a breakdown of a team. And I'm sure that your coaches have given you all the information that you need as students, but I will have a look at your team and see if there's something I personally would do different. You can take it or leave it as it is. And I can already see that this team has gone for the Fallen Glory Classic, the 5 Saurus and the 5 Skinks. But here we go then, starting at the start with Fallen Glory students, Adelitos, and I guess he has a different name because I don't know him as that, though I can't remember which of the students he is, so I'll leave it at Adelitos or Adelitos at the moment. So we have an interesting team motto, YSDVSDV. Fantastic. And we have a red color scheme, which is very nice, and the team is called Blue Waves. So here we go then. Let's have a look at the team itself. We've gone 2 team rerolls. We've got a team that's actually played games. Now this team is not going to be the team that goes into the student league then. The student league has to be completely fresh with no games, so no, what am I talking about? No, sorry. One thing I forgot to mention, that students and tutors can actually exchange players, so that's what's happened here. And in that regard as well, it is likely that things are going to change in the student teams as well. Both teams are liable to change, but I want to do this now because I have time. So, looking at this team then, he's actually bought 2 blockers from Fallen Glory. That's why we only have the 5 Saurus. It makes perfect sense now to get that little bit extra cash. We have the Croxagore and we have 5 Skinks, so that's actually some very intelligent exchange between Fallen Glory and I'm not sure how to say your name, so I'm sorry, and this coach. So those 2 block pieces might actually make a big difference, especially if they have to face the Orcs first or if they have to face one of the agility teams first. So good decision from Fallen Glory and this coach there. And the rest of the team are completely rookie. So first purchase is probably going to be an Apothecary. And after that, eventually, hopefully, we will get the 6th Saurus. I guess that's the way the team is going to go. At the same time, it's a bit risky taking the leveled up Saurus because it means you're down a Saurus. So I see positives and negatives, but this Saurus is only 1 SPP away from leveling, so we could have a block Mighty Blow by game 2, for example, which is pretty damn huge, or block Guard. So interesting and scary lizard team for sure. And in terms of names, I don't think these are names that the coaches created themselves. I think they are actually entirely AI-led names, because they look like the kind of names that the AI come up with. So I guess that's the case. Having a look at the second team then, like I said, not all teams have accepted their tickets, but I can have a look at all of them because I am a magical admin. Next up we have Drunken Hog, Rousey, and Rousey is who is playing dwarves? Should have probably looked this up before I went in. I think Voxen is the Wood Elves, and then we've got Okay, let's just go through this very quickly. So Voxen is Wood Elves, Undo is Dark Elves, Ook is Rats, I'm Orcs, Fallen Glory is Lizards, Mint, I guess, is Dwarves. Okay, so I guess this is Pixie Dust's student Rousey, and that's just Portline Offensive. Okay, interesting motto again. So Drunken Hog, let's have a quick look then. So we've gone for a fresh team, and it's pretty standard build. We've got 2 Troll Slayers, 2 Blitzers, 2 Runners, all the Longbeards, 3 rerolls. The only thing you can really do, it's not worth it, is dropping a Runner for a Longbeard, but I personally prefer this setup as well, so I approve of this Dwarf setup. So good news there. And in terms of names then, we got Peter Porter, Stan Stout, Siegfried Sison, Lars Lambic, Winfrey Wheat, Leo Lager, Arik Amber Ale, Dirk Dark Ale, Reiki Red Ale, Patrick Pale Ale, and Brian Brown Ale. So we've gone for kind of a drinky theme here. Fair enough. This dwarf team looks good. Fairly standard dwarf team, like I said, and fairly standard dwarf team is pretty scary. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on here. I guess first purchase is going to be Apothecary again. I don't see them going with Death Roller for certain. I don't really see them going for a 12-man bench either, especially considering that the majority of teams that you're facing off against are in fact agility teams. So this dwarf team should be pretty good against most of the opponents, to be fair. And that's all I can really say about Rousey and his Drunken Hog, so good luck to both coaches I've looked at so far. And then moving on to my student, and he's named his team The Students, and he's given them blue. And to learn or to fail, it's not an Orcish. Oh no, we need to fix that. No, I'm just joking, that's fine. And he's gone for 4 Black Orcs, 4 Blitzers, Thrower, 2 Linemen, which is a standard Orc setup. Not the kind of Orc setup I would play, but it's much better for a beginner. And I've seen Blissful Fire play with his team, and he does just fine. The Dwarfs are going to be a bit of a problem for him, and the Lizards are going to be a bit of a problem for him, but the other teams I can see him doing pretty well against. And he's actually done the same sort of thing as me. I've named pretty much all my teachers after people who work at school, and 1 student, and he's named all of his different kinds of students. I love this student, he's fantastic. Thank you, Blissful Fire. So we got the bully, the athlete, the bodybuilder, the cool kid, the emo. The emo? Okay. The smokers, the nerd, the rich kid, the babe, the sleeper, and the coffeeholic. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I give you 10 out of 10 for your naming abilities. And we've also gone Coach Assistant with the last 1,000, which I also approve of. This team should be going for Apothecary first as well, without a doubt. And let's hope that you get one of the agility teams first off, because that's what you want to be facing off against with no skills, realistically. The Lizard team are going to be a bit of a problem, and the Dwarfs are going to be a bit of a problem, like I said. That's it for my student, Blissful Fire. Next we're on to Urban Zorro's student, Sir Michael, the Horny Horners, or the Herney Horners, I'm not sure, and tooting our own horn. Yep. Not gonna make a joke there, moving right along. So I've gone for a fairly standard setup. We may still see some trading between these 2 teams though, because Urban Zorro needs to get his team value down. 2 team rerolls, 3 Chaos Warriors, Minotaur, and all the Beastmen. I'm a bit surprised by the Minotaur choice. It's risky. I do know that Urban Zorro did make a point of saying that it's not necessarily a good idea, but it is fun to take the Minotaur, so on the plus side, the 2 of them have the same kind of sense of the game, so that's definitely a good thing. Though, to be honest, against the teams that you're facing, I think the Minotaur is going to cause more problems than it's going to solve, so I personally wouldn't take the Minotaur. I'd go for the extra team reroll instead. But we'll see. And when I think about it, I'm not sure that... Yeah, he can take an extra reroll, yes. An extra reroll and an extra beast if he wants to. But whatever, it's your team, so do what you want. And in terms of names, Born to Horn, the Hornless Imposter, the Fake Horns, the Hornbender, Hornington Jr., Sir Hornington, the Hornblower, the Supreme Horn, Call of the Horn, Hornflakes, that's the best one, and the Unihorn. Nice. I love these guys, they've got such good naming capabilities. Really, really happy. And this, he looks like Urban Zorro in a way. This is just really weird. It's weird how the students are looking quite a lot like the tutors at the moment. At least the ones I know. So, yeah, that's it for the Chaos team, basically. They're looking kind of worrying, and this was the exact same setup I went for in Steel, so I can't say too much, but just given that you know exactly who you're facing, I don't know about the Minotaur. But whatever, entirely up to you. We're likely to see this team change though, because like I said, Urban Zorro needs to get his TV value down, so he's probably going to sell a player or two to Sir Michael. That's it for Chaos then. Moving on to the Dark Elves. Undo's student, D-Man, and D-Man is very, very active on Discord. He's been talking to all of us. He's a very friendly guy. I like him so far. And here to learn, but winning is nice too. Yeah, that kind of sums you up, basically. Let's have a look at your team then. We've got a fresh team here as well, and 2 team rerolls, Witch, 3 blitzers, and then linemen. Again, pretty standard setup. We've got a lot of standard setups in the student league, but that's fine. First purchase is almost definitely going to be Apothecary again. It's going to be the same for most teams, I think. And yeah, in terms of name then, I'm not sure if these are named or if these are from the AI, because the AI have names that look very similar to this, but I'm not a very big fan of Dark Elf lore, so I'm not sure about where these names come from. But Lurian, Mardor, Leadrir, Tordar, Edthin, Tolioth, Indlis, Enriel, Glorif, Verfel, and Argfell. That was fun. I'm not doing that again. Yeah, Dark Elf team looks good. I mean, I think every match is going to be pretty difficult for the Dark Elves. They've got a lot of bash to deal with, and they've got that Wood Elf team to deal with, so, and the Skaven team to deal with. So there's no game really that looks nice for Dark Elves, apart from maybe Chaos if they get them early. So it'll be interesting to see how D-Man does. Having a look at the next one then, we got the Wood Elves. And this is Varkson's student, I believe, Chapati, and Monkey's Business. Not Monkey Business, but Monkey's Business. Lovely. And we've got pretty standard setup I can see already as well. There's no trading between these 2 coaches either. We've gone for both War Dancers, Catcher, and all linemen. Again, a very standard setup for the Wood Elf team. And again, first purchase are almost definitely going to be Apothecary. And okay, and they're all named after monkey characters. Nice. So we've got Harambe, Bonobo, Bubbles the Chimp, King Louie, Betsy, Joe Mighty Young, Curious George. This is my favourite monkey, by the way. He's a gorilla. Actually, he's an ape, but still. Curious George, Rafiki, Abu, Jack, and Spike. Fantastic. Really weird thing for Wood Elves, but I like it. I like it a lot. So, well done there. 1,000 to spend. We could see a cheerleader or a coach assistant, but probably better off saving it in the Wood Elf team, to be honest. So, Wood Elves are looking actually quite good in this setup, I think. Their only really big contender that they're going to struggle against is potentially the Dwarves. And Dark Elves and Skaven, obviously, it's kind of a mashup between the 2 teams, and then the Orcs, Wizards, etc. It's a pretty good matchup for Wood Elves, but you're probably going to get injured. So what usually happens in those games is you score a lot, but you lose a lot of players. So it'll be interesting to see how he deals with the different races he has to face. But overall, quite like this Wood Elf team so far. Looking forward to seeing them in action. And finally, let's have a look at the Skaven team. Joe Brandon, who is Oog's student. They didn't review anything. Dead Danny. Okay. Reviewing rats. This is lost on me, but I'm sure there's something that a lot of people will be looking at and going, why can't you see it? Though to be honest, I think they've all been named after AI groups anyway, and we haven't had any trading in this team either. The only trading we've had is the Lizards so far. And we've got 3 team rerolls and Apothecary already. 2 Storm Vermin, 4 Gutter Thrower, Lineman. No Rat Ogre, definitely Ook student. And fairly standard Skaven team without the Rat Ogre, so... Though to be honest, I think the Rat Ogre would really help in this group of teams. But I'm not really a big Skaven coach either, so... Don't listen to me too much on agility teams, not my thing. Yep, overall, quite like this Skaven team. Looks like they're going to be causing a lot of problems for the majority of the students as well. So, that's the whole group. We've got all 5. Lizards, Dwarf, Orc, Chaos, Dark Elf, Wood Elf, Skaven. It's a good mix. Some of the classic matchups are going to happen in this 7-man roster, so that's very interesting. I'm not going to make any kind of predictions. It doesn't actually matter who wins, to be honest, so that's not what this is about. It's about learning. And in theory, every tutor coach should be watching every student coach's game. I'm actually going to try and cast a couple of these games if I can, student and tutor alike, because we want to see as many as we can, I think, in this league, because it's all for tutoring purposes. Like I said as well, any game that I play will actually have this analytical style attached to it, and if I have a look at Blissful Fire as well, I don't know, we'll talk about what we're going to do, but may even be able to get Blissful Fire casting, who knows, we'll see what happens. But anyway, I wish all of the students luck, and more importantly, I wish all of the students a good, friendly learning experience, because that's what this is all about at the end of the day. It's not about winning or losing. Good luck to you all, and have fun. Next then, we'll have a look at the tutors. And probably could have cut this, but I'm not going to. I'm doing this all in one take, because I'm crazy. And so far it's only myself and the Dark Elf team that have accepted their tickets, but all the teams are here. And this team is definitely going to change because it's above the cap, and this team is missing a piece. So these teams are definitely going to change. But let's start with the Dark Elf team, led by Undo. So of course these teams are a little bit more developed, and as a result are a little bit scarier, and these are the opponents that I'm going to be facing as well. Again, it's not really about winning, but we are all experienced coaches, we all know each other, and we all want to beat each other, let's be honest. And I don't think there's a coach here that I'm particularly looking forward to facing, in the sense that I expect to have a simple game, or I expect to have a game where I'm guaranteed to win, anything like this. Every game is going to be a tough game. So, we've got 2 team rerolls and Apothecary for the Dark Elves, and I didn't look at the motto actually. We aim to lose. That's good to know. Thanks. And Vodka is back. Gotta kill Vodka again. Wow, that was loud. I'd be surprised if you didn't hear that in the background. And 2 Witch Elves, 4 Blitzers, and then Lineman. No Runner, not surprising. No Assassin, not really surprising either. He's gone for a relatively sensible build overall. And Block Sidestep is pretty straightforward as levels. That's pretty horrible Witch actually, that's going to be a problem. And plus Agility Witch is going to become a Leap Witch, I'm sure, which is going to be terrifying. So I hope I get this team relatively early, so I can deal with these witches more sensibly. And then for the Blitzers, we've still got a Rookie Blitzer, completely Rookie Blitzer, and we've got 3 that have leveled up. So 3 Blodge Blitzers, 1 with Tackle, 1 with Sidestep. The Tackle is going to help against the Wood Elves and the Skaven. The Sidestep is going to help against the rest of us. As for the Linemen, we've got 2 Wrestle pieces, 2 Dodge pieces, and a Guard piece. So pretty good development on this Dark Elf team overall. And what are they starting at? They're starting at 1480. I think this is one of the highest teams. That's something I didn't check. Let's have a quick look. So I'm one of the lowest, definitely, but 1480, 1470, 1500, basically. So there are high teams. In the middle, we've got the Skaven and the Dwarf, and at the bottom, the Wood Elves and myself. But that's it. Do we have any kind of club enhancement? No. That's good news, and we're sponsored by Spike. Fantastic. That's it for the Dark Elf team, basically. Let's have a look how they've done overall as well. They've had 10 games, 5-3-2, not so bad. And they've managed to kill 3 pieces already, so there you go, scary Dark Elf team. Next up, my Orcs. With Red to make us go faster. I'm not going to do the Orc voice again, I would kind of like to, but I'm doing this all in one take, so not a good idea. Team value 1260, we're the lowest in the league actually. We've got 20 in the bank as well that we are saving. And we've got a 13-man roster, 3 team rerolls, cheerleader, a coach assistant, 2 fan factor, and 1 apothecary. The Dark Elf had 7 fan factor, by the way. I did see it, but I didn't mention it. So we've gone with Thrower, 4 Black Orcs, 4 Blitzers, Goblin, 3 Linemen. The 3 Linemen basically are there for defense and against the Dwarves and probably the Lizards. And the Goblin is going to be there on every attacking drive and also in any agility-based team because he has a chance of getting through them. So, and out. I didn't do the names on the Dark Elf team. Let's do that first. Should have done that first. Back to the Dark Elves very quickly. Yeah, these names I think are actually partly AI, apart from the vodka, so there we go. That's it. Moving on. Orcs then. All these people have been named. So the handout, the examiner, the teacher, the head teacher, sorry, the lunch lady, and the PE teacher. They're the black orcs and the thrower. The blitzers, the interlocutor, the IT guy, the bully, and the nurse. And then the class clown is the goblin, and the helper, the substitute, and the gym coach are the free linemen. We got the PE teacher and the gym coach. I think that was an oversight, but never mind. And in terms of leveling, we've got this strength 4 blitzers. We've kind of got 4 black orcs, which is 5 black orcs, sorry, which is kind of scary for the opposition. We've got one more block on thrower and mighty blow on blitzer as well. This isn't a very developed team though, so I don't think they're too scary for the majority of coaches. Though this one is going to be a big issue, especially for the low strength teams. That's it for the orcs. Having a look at how they did first of all though. So we actually lost against Simar last game, but we had 2 wins and a loss. We only played 3 games. And we are also sponsored by Spike, but we spent nothing on any kind of upgrades in the club. Whoops, I went back too far. Sorry. Carrying on then. Moving on to the third team, which is Fallen Glories Lizards. And Skinks are expendable. The Snakeheads. Team value 1470 and lovely orange. He's got a cheerleader and a coach assistant, which is surprising for Fallen Glory. 3 team murals and apothecary already with fan factor of 8. And we've got some interesting things here. Rex Draco is actually the name of the admin of our second Discord page, the MGIO, but otherwise all good. And even though he sold 2 Saurai, he's actually only got the 1 rookie. Well, he's got 2 rookies, but one of them has actually managed to have a game, so he's obviously played a game since doing the selling, which is interesting. So we've got the Croxagore with guard. We've got all 6 Saurai, 1 with agility and block, 1 with mighty blow tackle, 2 with block but stat busts. The armor value break is a pretty big one, and the movement doesn't really affect him too much, and the 2 rookies as well. And then we have our 4 skink. We have 1 rookie, we have 2 with diving tackle, 1 with diving tackle sidestep, and 1 with catch, diving catch sidestep. That's a pretty disgusting skink. That one needs to die. And yeah, this lizard team is a little bit worrying. For me at least. I don't know about the other coaches, maybe it's not that scary. The mighty blow is going to do a lot of damage potentially. There's quite a lot of block. With 3 it's not too much, and this skink is disgusting, so going to be interesting to see what happens there. And Croxagore guard, it's fairly straightforward. It's not such a big deal. And having a look at their games then, sorry, wrong page. They've had a lot of games, wow. 19 games, 9 wins, 6 draws, 4 losses. So, well done there. Well done keeping your TV low especially. Next we have the Dwarves, that are led by Pixie Dust. And keep in mind the whole way through that these teams can change potentially. So, 2 team rerolls, Apothecary, 8 fan factor, and we've got just the 1 Troll Slayer, 2 runners, 2 blitzers, and the rest Longbeards. Interesting. I remember that Pixie Dust was talking about dwarves in our Tutor League video, and he said that he didn't really like having 2 Troll Slayers, and let's see how he actually does with the 1 Troll Slayer build. I've never seen it before. It'll be interesting to see. And there is a lot of development on this team. I didn't actually look. We Will Bash You and 1360. So, the Troll Slayer is a rookie. One of the runners is disgusting, with plus agility, plus movement, and dodge. Oh my god, that's 2 double, that's a 10, 11, and potentially 2 doubles, at least 1 double. That is horrific. Right? And the second runner has block, he's more standard in runner form. Then we got 2 blitzers, 1 with guard, 1 with mighty blow piling on sidestep, so he's going to be the one who gets fouled, but he's also going to be the one who's likely to do some damage. Not sidestep, sorry, this is tackle, of course. That's not sidestep at all. And then all the Longbeards. And a dwarf with sidestep sounds really funny right now. And then all the Longbeards, so 4 lots of guard and a mighty blow, and 2 rookies, one of which is about to level up. Okay. Having a look at the team then, they've played 14 games. Everybody's played a lot of games but me. So 8 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses. And 7 kills. Yikes. Alright, this dwarf team is going to be hell. And look how low the TV's managed to stay. It's madness, I tell you. And the Chaos team that has to change because at the moment he's above the limit. He can spend 50, so he can buy one more beast to get the money out of the way at least. So that will be extra 40,000. And then I assume he's going to sell one of the pieces at least, probably one of the better pieces, just to get that TV right down. I mean, if he can sell this one, for example, that would be great, but he is expensive. You could replace the Minotaur with him, though. That's an option. Or we could see the plus strength piece gone as well. Same idea. You'd have to replace the Minotaur for it, though. And we could just fire the rookie. That could work as well. That will get you down 60. Then you're down to 16, minus the 40. And you can maybe spend on club. Yes, you can. So that's 100 gone. That's no. Well, we'll see some changes. But anyway, as the team stands, we've got the Minotaur with block and claw. Nice. We've got 2 Chaos Warriors with Mighty Blow. One of them has a niggle. We've got a Chaos Warrior with guard and a Chaos Warrior with dodge. Interesting. If it was me, actually, I'd maybe fire the dodge piece and rebuy the Chaos Warrior just to get your numbers down. But there we go. And the Beastman, we've got Mighty Blow claw piece. We've got plus 2 agility, giving him agility 5, which is disgusting. There's lots of disgusting pieces in these teams. Sorry, just letting the cards go by. 1 plus strength, another Mighty Blow, guard, and leap. Okay, probably want to fire him as well, because even though he's beautiful and lovely, he's not really that helpful. But no, I like this team. This is a very Urban Zorro team. That much I will definitely say. So interesting to see what he actually does with this team in the end, though he does have to change the TV for certain. Otherwise this team is disqualified as it stands. In terms of statistics, we've had 9, 16, 17 games, 9 wins, 1 draw, 7 losses, 4 kills. Then we have the Skaven, unusually gritty hasslers. And Ook is the team motto. So they say his name as they run, apparently. We need to buy 1 more piece in this team, so we're going to see another lineman, I guess. Otherwise it's going to be another thrower, which I can't really see happening, so we're going to buy 1 more lineman, I guess. Then we've got 4 gutter runners, 1 of them plus movement, 1 of them block sidestep. We've got a Mighty Blow tackle Storm Vermin. We've only got 1 Storm Vermin, really interesting. That's weird. And then 4 linemen, agility tackle, tackle, wrestle, nothing. And then Leech the thrower has nerves of steel. Oh my god, what is that? I can't remember. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Kick off return and safe pass. Interesting. What is that skill? Hail Mary pass. Okay. This is a really interesting thrower. Some interesting choices, but all of it is to help him get the ball from A to B. So fair enough. He really is a thrower. I guess he wants to save his money for the Storm Vermin, but we did say you had to have a team of 11 to start this league. So unfortunately, you've got to pick up the 1 more piece. And the 1 more piece is going to be a lineman, I guess, because that way you can save more money and replace him with a Storm Vermin later on. And 4 team rerolls, which is too many. A cheerleader, apothecary, 7 fan factor, and a coach assistant. So that's this rat team. Having looked at their statistics then, they've had an insane amount of games. Wow. 41, 58... 74 games, 17 wins, 16 draws, 41 losses. I'm just going to let that sink in for a second. And 8 kills. Okay, has that sunk in now? Good, right, moving on. Awful. And then Autumn's Fire then. Finally Varkson's Wood Elf team, 12 AT and no team motto. We have 11-man roster, 12 rerolls, apothecary, 3 fan factor. A war dancer with strength. ouch, a war dancer with strip ball, standard, a catcher with block, and then all the linemen and a tree. And the tree is a rookie, but it's going to help against the orcs, the dwarves, the lizards, etc. So good choice with a tree here. And we got one wrestle, one guard, and one kick for the lineman. Very nice wood elf team. Yep, there's not a single one of these teams that I'm looking forward to playing. I will say that openly. They are all going to be horrific matches. And the orcs are going to struggle, which is not something I say very often, but I think my orcs are going to struggle a little bit in this league. But they'll give it their all, as they always do. And wood elf statistics, they've only played 3 games like myself, and they've won all 3. So, there we go. That's really good development in the 3 games, actually. Really good development. So, well done there, Varkson. Gotta hand it to you. You must have scored a lot. Let's have a look. Yeah, 8 touchdowns in 3 games. Fantastic. Anyway, that's it for the students and the tutors. We're going to be kicking off, I guess, the week after everybody has accepted tickets. So we're looking at next week, basically. The end of next week, probably. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you can see some of the games that we play. Varkson, Full and Glory, and myself, we all, of course, show our videos. Oog is trying as well, to be fair to him. And the rest, well, there's always Cabal Vision. If you guys are watching the students, then please do give them pointers as they're going along, because that's what this league is all about. I will try and catch a few of the games myself, and hopefully we can have a nice, fun and friendly league off the back of this. Good luck to all the coaches in both student and tutor leagues. Bye bye for now.